Hello everyone, Storm11 here. Today we'll be having an updated forecast for the travel plans for tomorrow across the United States, even for Thanksgiving Day. We'll also talk about Black Friday and even getting into the weekend as well. Things may get a little bit interesting as we kind of head into the weekend. So we're going to get started with the NAM and what's going on right now. We got another system that's currently rolled in into the northwest, bringing in quite a bit of snow in the higher elevations, some rain showers in the western parts of Washington and Oregon. And then again, they do not need any of the snow or rain. At least move that further to the south here, where people actually do need some rain a little bit further to the south. That'll be continuing on throughout the day here. There might be some rain and snow across parts of Arizona, maybe get into parts of New Mexico and Colorado as well. And then we get to see this low pressure system here that'll set up in Minnesota and Wisconsin. This is getting into the morning hours of Wednesday of tomorrow. And there'll be a ridge of high pressure that'll be building across the eastern United States that's going to keep everybody on the chilly side of things. But on the west side of that high, though, in between the low pressure system and the high, could see some gusty winds across parts of Oklahoma, up into parts of Arkansas, Missouri, Illinois, Indiana, and eventually up into parts of Michigan. Wind gusts could be anywhere from 25 to maybe as high as 40 miles per hour. Speaking of those wind gusts, here's the National Reserve's forecast here. This is through the 24-hour period. Then again, in the red shade, that's where we can see wind gusts of 35 to 40 miles per hour. And those yellow shades could be 45 plus, and that's over Lake Michigan in the purple color, so it's anywhere from 20 to 30 miles per hour as well. So it'll be a little bit gusty tomorrow across several of these regions here. So definitely need to be a little bit careful with that, so that it could blow you around as you drive down the road. Going back to the NAM model here, and then as we kind of get into Wednesday night, eventually to Thursday morning, showers start to develop across parts of Texas, Oklahoma, Missouri, even up into Illinois and Michigan. We actually do have some snow going on across parts of upper Michigan and northern Wisconsin, even some flurries back into parts of Iowa as well. Not really expecting much way accumulation, except for upper Michigan. We can see some accumulations up there. As we kind of head into Thursday morning here, or the morning of Thanksgiving, we got a pretty decent line here. Some showers, maybe a couple thunderstorms as well. Gusty winds may be the main threat, and also some small hail. Will have a cold air aloft up there. It'll be very cold up there, so we could see some hail with some of those stronger cells as well. Other than that, it's mostly going to bring some rain. Some of those places actually do need a little bit of rain as well. Cold front will continue to move off to the east here, be moving closer to parts of the southeast and into parts of the northeast. Got some snow showers going on across parts of Michigan up there. And as we kind of head into Thursday night into Friday morning, we get to see some snow showers across pretty much the higher elevations of Pennsylvania, West Virginia. Here's another spot up in parts of Vermont and New Hampshire, even to parts of Maine as well. We also got some lake effect snow going on across parts of Ohio, Pennsylvania, and New York, even across parts of Michigan as well. And there's quite an intense lake effect snow band right here, moving it to parts of New York and Pennsylvania. We could see at least a few inches of snow, possibly for some of those regions as well. And that's the end of the run there for the NAM. So really, Black Friday here, we could see some impacts across the Northeast. Some snow mainly in the higher elevations, but if you're closer to Lake Erie or uh, Lake Ontario, that's up there, you could see some lake effect snow there as well. Here's a high-res name here, and a little bit more detail here. Then again, you have the lines of showers and thunderstorms, really from parts of Mississippi, Tennessee, all the way back down into parts of southeastern Texas. Meanwhile, just to the northeast here, it's just mainly just rain showers up here as well. That cold front will continue to move off to the southeast there. Here's some lake effect snow off of Lake Huron, Lake Michigan. We also got some lake effect snow getting ready to start off of Lake Erie and eventually up to parts of Lake Ontario as well. And you can see here, this is the end of the run. You can see some of those snow showers flying across parts of Ohio, parts of Kentucky, Pennsylvania, and even up to parts of New York as well. And meanwhile, heavy snow possibly across parts of the higher elevations of east or west Virginia. These will be your highs for Thanksgiving, and most of the cold air will likely be staying around parts of Minnesota, Wisconsin, Upper Michigan, Eastern Dakotas, and even to parts of Iowa as well. So it gets very cold when you get into northern Minnesota, northeastern North Dakota, where temperatures for highs may be in the low 20s. Some places may be stuck in the teens, so it's certainly be cold. It'll be nice and mild across parts of the southeast here, and also for parts of the southwest as well. Pretty mild temperatures. Certainly pretty nice. Meanwhile, everywhere else is mainly 40s and 50s, pretty much, for everybody else. So not too bad. And here's the lows for, that's actually Friday morning. So we'll go back to Thanksgiving morning here. Certainly very cold up into parts of the upper Midwest and northern plains. Temperatures will be in the single digits. It's going to be cold. The Carolinas, Georgia, around the freezing mark. Could see another frost and freeze down across those areas. It even gets cold up into parts of the Northeast. Look at the higher elevations in Nevada, Utah, Colorado, Wyoming, Idaho, Montana. Temperatures deep into teens in those higher elevations. Even into parts of California, Oregon, even into parts of Washington as well, Arizona and New Mexico as well. So we're going to be pretty cold in those higher elevations. Here's our temperatures for Black Friday morning here. And 20s for a lot of us. Across parts of the western, central, and eastern United States, 20s for a lot of us. The coldest air will likely be sticking around parts of Wisconsin, Minnesota, and North Dakota, where temperatures will be deep in the teens, possibly some single digits in the morning. So it'll certainly be very cold up there as well. Here's the snowfall forecast for the next 48 hours here. So this kind of gets into at least the early morning hours of Thanksgiving. Most of your snow will likely be staying in the higher elevations in the northern Rockies. Even upper Michigan can see some snow as well, and even for some accumulating snow in southwestern New York. Off of Lake Erie, could be some lake effect snow action up there as well. So not too much going on there. Let's get a little bit beyond Thanksgiving here. So here's the GFS model here. So it shows a little bit interesting as we kind of head into the weekend here. It kind of shows a stronger system here. Got 988 millibar low, a little bit more snow to work with on the back side there, which is something pretty interesting with that. And then we get a little bit of a clipper system here that moves across parts of the Mid-Atlantic and the Lower Ohio Valley regions. Some of the other models are a little bit more aggressive with that. And another system may try to develop with that same clipper system out in the Atlantic as well. So we may need to keep an eye on that as well. After that, not too much going to be happening here. Here goes another clipper system by late next week. This will probably change here as well. We'll check out the Canadian model here. Pretty similar for the rest of the week here. We still have to watch for this again for this upcoming weekend here because certainly see some impacts for the Northeast with some widespread snow showers up there. Could be a little bit windy up there as well. And here comes that clipper system here coming in later in the week here, which is actually going to be a little bit further to the north as well, which is something a little bit interesting as well. And it does indicate that may become a big system for parts of eastern Canada as well. And then uncertainties do increase as you kind of head towards the 7 to 10 day period. We'll check out the European model here, and again, it shows something pretty similar to the other models here. Could be a decent snow event for parts of the New England states, probably Friday into Saturday. Here comes that clipper system here. The European model is a little bit more aggressive here with that clipper system moving across parts of the Midwest, the Ohio Valley, and parts of the Mid-Atlantic as well. We'll see how the models kind of evolved with that clipper system. The models have been kind of going back and forth with that. It also shows a low developing along the front as well. Check this out here in parts of BC. Pretty nasty there. Lower elevations heavy rain, higher elevations, heavy snow for parts of southwestern BC. Certainly something we do not want to see. They do not need any more rain or snow. That's something they do not need. And here comes another system there coming on shore as well. And then it certainly needs to increase as you head towards the 10-day period. Let's talk about a little bit long range here. This is the GFS Asamos here. This is the meme of 20 members. So what we got going on right now, we got a trough across the eastern United States, a ridge across the central United States, and some troughing across the northwest. And so as we kind of play this out here, that ridge will eventually move into parts of the eastern United States. It'll be short-lived there, as this next system kind of starts to roll in, as well as we kind of get to later this week. And then a big ridge starts to develop in the western United States as well. And we'll see what happens here. Some also kind of going been a little bit faster with it, and some others have been a little bit slower with it. So this is kind of getting into Sunday of this weekend here. We got a large ridge across the west that can lead to well above normal temperatures. Then meanwhile in the eastern United States, we got some troughing out here. And at some point, this ridge here has got to move to the east at some point. It can't just subside in the western United States. Eventually, it's got to move further to the west, which in this case here, it does show that ridge trying to move to the east, I should say, than west. And eventually this trough area should start to move out of the way here, may still stick around across parts of the northeast, but eventually that ridge should start to move to the east as well. Even getting to 10 days here, still a pretty decent agreement here that we're going to have a large ridge across the majority of the United States that could keep a lot of us a little bit on the warmer side. If you do check out those 2-meter temperature anomalies, you can see here that ridge there well above normal temperatures across the majority of the central and western United States, as well as we kind of continue on later into the period. We're getting beyond 10 days out, and this is pretty impressive here for at least 10 days out of how this model here shows a really good agreement here that a majority of the United States could be either at average or above average. You can see here with all these oranges and reds, that can certainly mean above average temperatures. And as we kind of get into mid-December, still got that big bubble of warmth. And then again, like I said, at some point that ridge is going to move to the east. It's not going to sit there forever. Eventually, it's going to move to the east at some point, which it may happen as we kind of get to mid-December. Now, the European Asamos doesn't go as far as the GFS Asamos, but it shows that similar thing here, where ridging will be kind of be sticking around the western United States. And to make things a little bit more interesting, around the 10-day period, the ridge actually moves back to the west, and actually some troughing moves in. So there's some absurdity here out there, but we'll see what happens here. Certainly. So check out the CFS ball here for days 1 through 7, or I should say the next 7 days. Ridging likely for the central and the western United States, troughing for the northeast. And as we kind of get closer to mid-December, this is kind of showing something similar to the GFS Asamos. So the European Asamos may be an outlier with this one, but it shows this massive ridge here across parts of the southwest into parts of the central United States, as well. Certainly going to bring in some widespread warmth here. And eventually it moves further to the east here as you kind of get to days 15 to 21. And this will be a pretty good setup here for some big systems here for a lot of these areas in here. But I'm also certainly been trending towards a pretty mild start to December, so this is something we may have to keep an eye on as well. Not only it'll be a mild December, but we could possibly see some big systems here from the Northwest, and we'll see what happens when they kind of get into the Midwest as well. If we check out for temperatures around that same time period, this is then again days 15 through 21. It's been consistent over the last several runs here for days 15 to 21. We can see here that big bubble warmth here for a lot of us here in the central and eastern United States. In the northwest, looking to be below normal. If we backtrack back to days 8 through 14, well above normal temperatures for the central United States. That's about at least 7 degrees Celsius above normal, which is very warm. Really, the only area that can see below average temperatures will be Florida. Those will be the lucky ones I guess you could say. But really, for the next 7 days, though, the cold air will likely still stick around across the eastern United States. And then again, it won't last much longer here because this big bubble warfare will likely start to move further to the east as well. So it's certainly something to watch here over the next several days. If we check out the Climate Prediction Center outlook here for days through 6 through 10, cold in the east, warm in the central and eastern, or central or western United States, I should say. It'll be mostly dry across the central and eastern United States. For the northwest, certainly going to be on the stormier side, and it's something you do not want to see. Days 8 through 14, warmth across the desert southwest, the Four Corner states, even getting into parts of the plains as well. Could be a little bit on the cooler side for parts of the Carolinas, even back into parts of Florida. Precipitation wise, still looking to be stormy across the northwest. Looking to be drier across the southeast and also for the southern plains, and even back into parts of New Mexico and Arizona as well. So certainly an interesting pattern here that we're going to watch. And then if we check out the hazards for days 8 through 14, really what they got here is the northwest here, and those higher elevations. That's where we can see the potential for some heavy precipitation. But in this brown shade here, we could see some high winds as well. We could see some big storm systems that could move into the northwestern United States in days 8 through 14. But it's something to watch here for now. But anyways, guys, that's all for you guys today. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. Guys, like this video. Hit that like button if you do like my channel. Hit that subscribe button. Hit the bell notification so you never miss an upload. If you've got some questions about this, hit the comment section down below. I answer you guys questions. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Goodbye.